Hello and welcome to the 2021 Kelton House Gala. Tonight we're going back to the 1920s where we're all flappers and dappers. So to get this party started, here is a musical selection from razzmatazz and jazz. Wow, wasn't razzmatazz and jazz amazing? It just makes you want to get up and dance. I know I was. My name is Ryan Valentine and I'm your host for this evening's gala. Tonight we get to celebrate one of the most important historical places in all of Columbus, the Kelton House. As a member of Junior League, it has been my extreme pleasure to be able to be here tonight and to also tell you a little bit more about why we're here. Throughout the night, we are actually going to be raising money for the Kelton House through a silent auction. If you look inside your box that you received, there will be instructions on how to get to the silent auction. We're so excited to have you here with us tonight. So please, look in your boxes, follow the instructions because this first auction item is going to have you wanting it in your home. Thanks to our amazing sponsor, Argo and Laney, we have literally a gem of a silent auction item. If you'll look, it's a beautiful green quartz necklace that your best friend or, well, yourself would love to have. Its value is over $2,000 and comes from their Upper Arlington store. So, get ready to see inside the store and learn where this necklace comes from as we visit Argo Laney.
Hi, I'm Michelle Ward, president of Argo and Laney Jewelers. We've been Columbus's most trusted jeweler for over 95 years. We specialize in contemporary, vintage, and custom jewelry. Generally, very one-of-a-kind pieces. We are very excited to be a part of the Junior League and their gala, and we hope that you love the item that we donated just as much as we do. We welcome you to our store anytime. Thank you.
Now, if that didn't make you want to go online and bid, I know that one last look at this beautiful necklace will. Thank you so much to Argo and Laney, and especially Michelle, for donating this beautiful item to our auction. So guys, go out there and bid because I know I will be. Now that you know what we're doing tonight, it's important to remember why we're doing that. And it's the history of this amazing, historic Kelton House. Now let's learn from our director, Sarah, about the history of this unique and beautiful home.
Welcome to the Kelton House and the 2021 Kelton House Museum and Garden Gala. We are so glad you're here with us tonight, and especially if this is the first time you've been here or your 50th time you've been here, hopefully there's something that I can share with you tonight that you've never heard before. So 1852, the house, 1976, the museum, when we became a community service project of the Junior League of Columbus, and we are so glad you're here. Welcome to the front parlor. We are here in this extravagant room, which would have been one of the fanciest rooms in the house. And we love the front parlor today, and we love what it represented, which was a family here that really was going to show off to their guests. Because who else is going to have a 7.5-foot Rococo style mirror to show off to? Of course, that piece is not original to the house. But 80 to 90% of the items in this house are Kelton items. And we are very proud that we can preserve and keep the items in this house much as the Keltons would have had them. So in this room specifically is one of the 12 fireplaces that we have in the house. There's a matching one in the back parlor as well. But yes, we have 12 different fireplaces for a heat source in this house. We also have gas lights that would have originally lit the home in 1852 when the house was built. So this is definitely the gathering space. We have floor-to-ceiling windows, lovely gas lights, and beautiful coal-burning fireplaces. But what I find specifically engaging in this house are the cornices above the windows. So these cornices were built probably in the 1870s, maybe the 1880s. At one point, Sophia Kelton said, "Oh, I'm just so tired of my bed." I'm not sure if she said it in that way, but she didn't want to have the bed that she had. It's this beautiful half-Leicester bed, and this half-Leicester bed was built into the wall with the drapes coming down from it. And she said to Thomas, which was not her husband, because her husband had already passed away, she said to her carpenter and porter who worked for the family, and said, "Thomas, could you please do something with this?" I'm not sure if she really said that, but maybe she did. But Thomas, the one who actually did the work. So he created this beautiful front window cornice out of the headboard of her bed, and the side one out of the footboard of her bed. And in the back parlor, he used the side rails to create the cornices in that room. It really shows, number one, the amazing talent of Thomas Lawrence, who worked here for the family, but also it showed how Victorian people who lived here in this house, they didn't waste anything. And it was one of the things that have gone on through the home. So we have these beautiful floor-to-ceiling windows, 12'9" ceilings, and doors that just go on for days. So this house is impeccably kept, and it has been that way for decades here from the Junior League of Columbus. And we're very happy that we can be the caretakers of this house currently. There's a lot of musical instruments in this house, or mechanical instruments in the home here. They were not original to the Kelton family, but we're so pleased that people over the years have donated not only their time, their talents, and also their artifacts or their family treasures to the Kelton house. This is simply one of the music boxes that has been donated, but this one is really special because it's not just the typical music box. It also plays bells and drums and other little surprises. Welcome to the back parlor. Now this room back here was kind of our family room of today. Now this is not going to be the room where your guests are all going to come and have pizza and all of those things. This is very specific of where the family would gather in the evening or during the day, but this is definitely not one of those, you know, you're having your guests hang out in here. This is for your family. Unless there was a ball, then everything would be cleared out, and then this could have been their giant gathering space. But if not, the room would have been closed off just for the family. We know the ceiling's 12'9", but then we also have these fabulous doors that would shut the entire room off. It even kept a little cubby for the doorknob. So we could close off this whole room. Now the family has a lot of different uses for this space. One use of this was when, after Fernando passed away, and Sophia lived here, and she has a bunch of young boys that live here. Well, she doesn't want them hanging out in the pool hall in the city of Columbus. She wants them to stay very close here at home. So she put in her own pool table in this room. So this became the billiards room. Later, when the boys are grown, the room had changed over time. And when Edwin lived here, this was the library. And so besides having the family space, the walls were full of books. And one of those bookcases does remain here. It's an 1805 bookcase from the family that has books dating back all the way back to 1760. So we have a whole series of Alexander Pope books in there. So the books, we believe, are the oldest artifacts in the house. There's also the clock in the front hall, which is is pre-1800s, which is amazing that we think that we've gotten rid of so many things in our houses over the years, but the Keltons kept on to their items from 1760 or 1790. But this room here specifically, it was definitely for the family to hang out, have family time, and do all of those things that a family would do together. The anti-slavery movement has a very huge impact on the Keltons, and especially on Fernando Kelton. So Fernando Kelton is from Vermont, from the East Coast, the Burned Over District. So the Burned Over District is an area of the United States which is where white hot passion of religion or another political movement was happening. And specifically, Vermont has a burned over district. New York has a burned over district. And now the people from the East Coast are moving their way from the East Coast to the New York area and eventually out to the Midwest. But here it was the far west when the Keltons get here. So Fernando gets here, and one of the things that we do know that Fernando did was he spoke against slavery moving to Nebraska. He did not want slavery to be going into that western part of the United States. So we do know that about his definite ideas about the anti-slavery movement. Another thing we know about Fernando is that his family had this very loving aspect and a very openness as a whole family, and especially his son Oscar. One artifact we have in the house, which is not a Kelton artifact, but it goes to the anti-slavery movement, is this simple pine box. Back in the 1700s, Wedgwood, which is a company in England, and they created different types of pottery in China and things like that. So Wedgwood China, Mr. Wedgwood created a motif. And he wanted to do something to stop slavery in England. And he created this motif, and it says, "Am I not a man and a brother?" And he put this on China, and he sold it to support the anti-slavery movement. Well, this caught on. This wasn't just in England. This caught on to the United States. And now people were making tokens and selling those tokens, and those tokens would support different anti-slavery movements. People would also then make maybe boxes. You can find one of those in the Smithsonian. Or they would also paint them as folk art onto different items they would have in this house. This is a simple letterbox that was made about 1850. And this simple letterbox, having that in your home, would say to somebody coming in that would say, "I am anti-slavery." And it was a huge political statement. There's a lot of political statements people make today, and this was one that people would make back then. But not only you could make that statement in your house, but it was also used as a statement to fund the anti-slavery movement. Now again, this is not one of the Kelton pieces that we inherited in the house in 1976 when this became a museum, but this would have been a piece that they could have had at the time. So we enjoy having different artifacts in the house that represent the period in which the Keltons lived here, and we are very proud that we can exhibit this 1850s anti-slavery box of Am I Not a Man and a Brother in the Kelton house. It's impossible to talk about the Kelton House Museum and Garden without talking about the incredible, impeccable work that the Junior League of Columbus did. Now I'm going to kind of gush a little bit for a minute because I look back as a historian and a curator and go, I cannot believe what these women did to create a museum in 1976. So looking back a little bit, in 1975, Grace Kelton passes away. Now she's the third generation of Kelton to live in this house. So we have Sophia and Fernando who lived here first. Then we have, after Sophia and Fernando, then we have Edwin and Laura is the second generation. Then Grace Kelton was the third generation. She passes away Christmas Day, 1975. And the Columbus Foundation inherits the house from her, along with all the stuff inside, and they're given 6 months in order to find somebody to take care of it. So the Junior League of Columbus, 1 week before that 6-month deadline, agrees to take over the house. Since then, they've spent over $5 million on restoration of the house, paying the electric bills, and restoring the house to what we see today. One of my favorite things in the house is this wallpaper. Now, a lot of people love the wallpaper for the beauty of the wallpaper. I love the wallpaper for the story behind the wallpaper. In around 1979, there was a committee, and we know Junior League loves their committees. There's a committee in the Junior League that said that they were working on the restoration and the decorations of the house. And one of the things was making sure all of the floor coverings and the wallpaper was specific to the time. So they went to the Cooper Hewitt Wallpaper Museum, who knew there was such a thing, and found this exact pattern that was done in 1853, originally in France. So there's this beautiful wallpaper, but nobody makes it anymore. So they contacted a company called Scalamandre. I like saying Scalamandre. Scalamandre decides that or agrees to recreate this beautiful wallpaper. Now, what you may or may not notice when you first look at it, there's 7 different colors in this wallpaper. So you have the greens and the whites and the reds and the oranges and the teals and the background color and everything. So you have all of these different colors, and every single color was a handwritten letter from Scalamandre with color samples that would come to Columbus, to the Junior League. They would pick out the colors and send it back until they finally had the 7 different colors for the 7 different screens, so this wallpaper could be hand screened and made specifically for the Kelton house. What is a great honor for us is that this wallpaper pattern is called the Kelton House pattern. We only know of it in one other museum in the United States, and that was the Jefferson Davis house. And so it is also in that home, in that historic home, but also you can see it here. But it just shows the very specific and very much attention to detail that these volunteers did as the Junior League of Columbus, and how much time they spent in creating something that's beautiful, enduring, and historic. A lot of things have changed with the Junior League since the inception in 1976 until now with the Kelton House. One of my favorite things is that in 1982, this used to be the liquor cabinet. The Junior League ladies, they would have wonderful socials, and they would actually sit on the front parlor furniture and after their meetings have a lovely drink together and have a wonderful social event together. We frown upon that now. We tend not to sit on the artifacts now, but we do appreciate the way the ladies of the time in the 1980s, how they gathered together and were able to not only work together as an organization, but also work together as friends in order to create this beautiful museum. Now, that was not just Just something that they could do, but it's also a little bit in the era of Grace Kelton. Now, Grace Kelton knew how to have a good time. She threw wonderful events here. She loved to have tea, but she also loved to have other social events. One of my favorite artifacts that we have here in the building is it shows how the difference between time and museums and how we live today are different. Now, we all think we are so smart in 2021 because we all want to save the turtles. We don't want those plastic straws going up a turtle's nose. Now we're using metal straws and we're being much more environmentally conscious. Well, they've been doing that for a long time. These are Grace Kelton's metal straws. These are from 1960s, and they were her sipping straws. I picture her with a gin and tonic. I don't know if that's true or not, but I picture her with a gin and tonic with these wonderful sipping straws made from Tiffany and Company. And these straws were made to be reusable straws back from that time. So she had a number of them, but they were a definite wonderful piece of a collection that we have currently.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for sharing the important history of the Kelton House. I think you can all see why we love it so much. Now, when you're in the area for the Kelton House, there is a great new spot just around the corner called the Oracle. One of my favorite parts of the 1920s is learning about the history of Prohibition. And we actually have a spot right here in Columbus called the Oracle right over on Oak Street that specializes in drinks from that era. In fact, if you look in your box, they've already whipped up a cocktail for you. But in case you're ready to make one at home, Ben is going to teach us how to make an amazing mule.
I'm Ben Mallon, General Manager at the Oracle in Columbus, Ohio. Just east of downtown in Old Town East, 1159 Oak Street, not far off of Broad. It's a great place to come, even if you haven't been here. You can come in and find that it's a place that you won't know why you haven't already been here. It's comfortable, you feel good coming in and sitting down, and our drinks are excellent. Everything is made fresh. We don't do anything but fresh cocktails, and we try to make them the best that we can. We have a garden where we grow all of our garnishes, and everything that we infuse and use in the bar is grown fresh. Our juices are fresh. It makes everything that much better, and it makes everything taste better, and we care about what we do, and we want people to come here and feel like they're cared about. Everybody deserves to be cared about. It's kind of the motto. And it's noticeable when you come in, everybody cares about each other, even if it's your first time here. You'll feel like this is where you're supposed to be, and we're happy that you're here, because we are. The one thing that people always say when they come in is that they like it, they like the comfort, it's a great spot, it feels good when you come in here, it feels like you've been here before, even if it's your first time. People come here and they understand that it's okay to sit down and be comfortable and be yourself. There's no expectations except for to be respectful and love each other. That's the main expectation, whether you're here or not. So people love this place because they come in, they feel comfortable, they know that they're allowed to be here and they're allowed to be themselves. Today, I'm gonna make a mule. Our mules are delicious. We make our own ginger puree and fresh squeezed lime juice, turbinado syrup. They're delicious, although you can have it with any spirit that you would like. Our mules are head and shoulders above because everything's fresh and it's not too sweet, it's refreshing, and it makes you feel healthy. So we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of ice. And then we're gonna use vodka for this. We're gonna do a Moscow Mule. So do a couple ounces of vodka, ounce of ginger, ounce of turbo, and an ounce of fresh lime juice. Get our copper mug ready. Let it chill a little bit. top this off. Give it a shake. Strain it into the mug. And we top it with a little bit of soda, gives it a little carbonation, livens it up, and also cuts the ginger a bit. Get you a stir stick in there. A little bit of garnish. And it's ready to go. Cheers.
All right, now, don't lie. Did you enjoy your cocktail as much as I did? Thank you so much, Ben, for bringing us into your beautiful establishment. I know when I'm downtown, I'm going to head on over to Oak Street and try one out. Which leads us to the other important part of our evening, as we talked about the fact that the Kelton House has such an amazing history. But what a lot of people don't know, it was actually a stop on the Underground Railroad. I know when I first started with Junior League, I was shocked and pleased to know that we support such an important part of our nation's history. Sarah is going to lead us again in an amazing rendition of why the Kelton House matters so much to the history of this country. Let's go see our first stop in Columbus of the Underground Railroad.
We are currently in the basement of the Kelton House. Now, this place is part of the Underground Railroad Learning Station. We are very proud of what we can do here in teaching fourth graders, focusing on fourth graders, actually other grades as well, but really focusing on the Underground Railroad in Ohio and what does that look like and what do the Keltons have to do with that. So right here in this space, we talk a lot about the anti-slavery movement, the Keltons, and what they actually did and how do we know that. So let's go a little bit into that, just a little bit for tonight. So the Underground Railroad is a very small part of a huge movement, which is the anti-slavery movement. We believe that the Keltons were part of an anti-slavery society. Now, what is an anti-slavery society? Now, I don't believe in slavery, and you don't believe in slavery, and so that means we're both anti-slavery. But then you could join a group, and now you're part of an anti-slavery society. Now, there's a difference between being anti-slavery and being an abolitionist. Anti-slavery is you don't want to have slavery, or maybe you don't want slavery to spread. But the big deal is that slavery is not going to, we just don't want to have slavery. Abolitionist is, I don't want to have a slave, and I don't want you to have a slave. I want slavery to end now, and that's abolitionist. Now, a radical abolitionist is somebody who's a little bit different, who's going to do anything legal or illegal to stop slavery. Now, we're not quite sure if the Keltons were part of that radical abolitionist group, but one thing we do know is that they helped at least one person escape slavery, and her name was Martha Hartway. Martha Hartway was born in Virginia, outside of Richmond, in that county, and in 1855, 54, somewhere around there. So her name was Martha. She was 10 years old when she escaped slavery with her sister Pearl, who was a little bit older. They make it all the way to Columbus. Did they make it here with their brother's help? Maybe. Did they make it here with somebody else's help? Maybe. Did they make it here on their own? We aren't sure. But what we do know is they made it to this property in 1864. So they get here in 1864. Now, the Emancipation Proclamation has already been passed. The Fugitive Slave Act has already been repealed, but it is still not safe to live in Ohio if you are an escaped slave, you are a freedom seeker in 1864. She's only 10 years old, and now she's really ill. She comes into the home, and as she's in here, she not only comes in to get well because she was sick when she got here, when Sophia found her in the yard and brought her in, but her sister is well enough to keep going. And her goal is to get to Canada and be free forever. So she moves on, Martha stays here. Now Martha stays here not as a servant, not as somebody who works for the Keltons. She's here as part of the family. Now she lives here and she stays here, and she becomes very close with Ella Kelton. So close that when Martha Kelton, we'll just call her Martha for a moment, when Martha has a daughter, she names her after Ella Kelton. Her name was Sarah Ella Lawrence. Now, where does the Lawrence name come from? Because I told you her name was Martha Hartway. Well, if you remember very early in my tour, there was a gentleman named Thomas Lawrence who did some work for Sophia upstairs in the front parlor, and he made some cornices for her. He was not only her carpenter, but he was also her porter, her hostler, and did many different jobs. And he works here, we believe, for up to 37 years. He lived here at some times before he married Martha. Then he meets Martha. They get married right here in the front parlor upstairs, and they become a married family unit who stays living here with the Keltons for another 2 years after their marriage. Eventually, the Keltons assist them in buying their first home. And when I say the Keltons, I mean Ella's family. And eventually, the Keltons buy, or the Lawrences buy, 3 different houses that they are able to then help and pass down to their family. So what does that mean? Their son, Arthur Kelton Lawrence, becomes the first African American to graduate from pharmacy school from Ohio State University in 1897. He then serves in the Spanish-American War. And after that, he becomes a physician. He works in Kansas for a period, but he comes back to the Columbus community, back to where he grew up, off of 17th Street, off of Monroe Street, and he lives there, serving his community on Long Street as a physician until the 1950s. Now, Arthur Kelton Lawrence was a huge man in the community. He could not have done it without his parents, and his mother, Martha Lawrence, had that help from the Keltons in 1864 when she needed help as a 10-year-old girl, and she was helped here by the Keltons in order to not only help herself, but then eventually pass that on to help her family and to create that amazing going forward motion for that family unit for generations. Now that's one story of the Keltons and what they did to assist in the Underground Railroad movement, but we're sure there's more out there, but this is the one that we love to talk about because not only the Kelton family knew this, but the Lawrence family also had the same story. So we can talk about this with pride. And thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you learned a little bit extra about the Keltons and the Kelton House Museum and Garden tonight.
Hi, my name is Taylor Kotevsky, and I am this year's Fund Development Chair. This item is valued at $125 for you and 9 of your closest friends to tour High Banks Distillery, and it also includes 2 free appetizers.
Hi, I'm Wynn Fursley with Partnership and Development for the Kelton House. This beautiful painting is up for bid from Sarah Gormley Gallery. Local artist Suzanne Dotson did this beautiful painting as part of a series as a floral tribute to her mother who was suffering from Alzheimer's disease. Please have a look at it. It's beautiful. It's valued at $450 and it can be yours.
Hi, I'm Kayla Shawver, and I'm the Kelton House Gala coordinator this year.
Hi, I'm Stephanie McFadden, and I'm a team member of the Kelton House Gala.
This item up for auction is a personal shopping experience provided by Fred. You and 11 of your friends will enjoy a wine bar, and you'll have a $150 gift card to spend.
Hi, I'm Linda Sabatini, a team member for the Kelton House Gala this year. Our next item up for bid is a pizza party donated by the Kelton House to be had by you and 8 of your friends in the formal dining room of the Kelton House.
Hi, my name is Alexandra Dyer, and I am with Inspiration and Movement on Parsons Avenue next to German Village. At this beautiful studio, we offer dance for children and adults. We offer Pilates, massage therapy, and doula services. accompanying me in this beautiful dance venture you're about to take is Mr. Alexander Cornejo, and he is a teacher of salsa and Latin dances, and he's also a teacher with the children's program. And also over here is Miss Rachel Maynard, and she is the owner of the studio, and she teaches Pilates, massage therapy, and offers doula services. And then behind us we have Panthea and Anastasia, who are going to be assisting us. So the dance that you're about to learn is for adults, it's for children, it's for the whole family. You can do it at home, you can do out on the dance floor. It's for all ages. We're going to show you things slowed down, and we're going to show you things a little faster. Okay, so the first step you're going to learn to go with the music that you're going to hear tonight, or that you've been hearing all night long, starting with your right foot, you're going to step forward, and then you're going to tap back, and together. You're going to tap forward, together, and back, together, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. With your arms, you can swing them like we were just doing. You can grab your skirt, you can tap it forward, and sway that skirt around, okay? We're going to do it 2 more times. You guys ready? Here we go. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7, 8. Good. And then if you want to get extra fancy, you can add a little kick. So we can go kick and step, tap the back. Kick with your right, tap back with your left. Again, kick and step and back, and kick and step and back together. Yes? Yes? Do we have it at home? Yes? Okay. We're going to try that with music. 5, 6, 7, and. Okay, beautiful. So the next step, we're going to do super simple, starting with your right leg. You're going to open to the side and close, and open and to the left. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 to the right. 1 and 2, 3 to the left. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. And again, you can grab that skirt and have all the fun in the world. So let's try it one more time with big smiles. You ready? 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, again, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, good. If you want to get a little more fancier, we're going to do the next step. So you open your right leg, and you ball change back with your left and forward with the right. So the left, 5, 6, 7, 8. To the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, again, and open, ball, change, open, ball, change. Last time, ball, change, and open, ball, change. Good. After you've mastered that skill, dun, 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 the next one is turning. So we're going to turn over our right shoulder. We have open, close, open, ball, change. Open, close, open, ball, change. Okay, one more time. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and again. And 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good. So now we're going to go from the side steps to the side steps, side ball change, side ball change, side ball change, side and turning, da-da-da, and turning. Yes? Ready? Yes, here we go. Ready? 5, 6 to the right and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do it again. 1, 2, 3, and a 4, 5, 6. Adding ball change. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 again. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Turn to the right. 1, 2, 3, ball change. 5, 6, ball change. And a 1, 2, ball change. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good job, guys. Good job. Okay, we're going to try all that with music, okay? Ready? And 5 and 6, 5, 6 to the right. And 1, 2, and left. Again. 1, 2, 5, 6. Ball change. Open, ball change. Open, ball change. Out, ball change. Good. Out a little faster. In. 1 and 2 and 4 and 6. One more time. And 2 and 4. Good. And turning. 1, 2, 3. Ball change. Turning. Ball change. And turning. Ball change. Turning. Good. Yes, we got it? We got it? Good job. Good job. Okay, let's pause. So the last thing is our Charleston step. You're going to practice going in and out. In and out. And out. In and out. Good. With your right foot, you're going to go with your right foot. And 1, and back, and front, and right front, take it back, and left, take it back. So for this step, it always helps me to add a little chicken arms, a little turkey arms. I don't know why, it just seems like I can get it in my body when I add the wings, yes? So if you need to add those wings at home, go for it, yes? And maybe we can all add them in the studio. You ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 and 2 and a 3 and 4. 5 and 6, 7 and 8. And 1 and 2 and a 3 and a 4. Good. So you could add your shoulders, add your elbows, your skirts. Have all the fun you want, yes? Okay. We're going to try that last step with music. Ready? So slow is 1 and 2 and back and again and 1 and 2 and back. Good. One more time. 1 and 2 and back. A little faster. And 1, 2 and 5. Again and 1 and 5. Good. And stop. Good job, guys. Good work. Good work. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to do everything from the very beginning with counts, and then we're going to do it with the music, and then our demonstrators are going to do it together so you can see what it looks like facing each other, okay? All of our assistants are back. Beautiful. From the top with counts, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6, 7, again, 1, 2, and 3, and 5. Adding the kick, and a 1, and back, and 5, and back. One more time, and a 1. If you have your skirt like I do, that's okay. Just kick it out, and back. It didn't work. One more time, and one more time, and one more time, and one more time. And sometimes you have to dance it out without falling on your butt. Good. Moving on to the next one, to the side. Ready? 5, 6, 7 to the side, and a 1, 2, to the left, 5, 6, again, 1, 2, to the left, 5, 6, adding ball change, 1 and a 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 again, 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5, turning a little fast, 1, 2, ball change, 5, 6, ball change, 1, 2, ball change, 5, 6, adding the Charleston, a 1 and a 2 and a 1 and a 2, last time, and a 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good job, guys. Woo, good job, girls. So again, That was a fast version. You're more than welcome to slow it down. Okay? All right, let's do it with music. You ready? Okay. Here we go. Start slow and go fast. 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3. A little faster. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3. Adding the kick and 1. And back. And kick. And back. Again. And back. Slowly to the side. And 1. Together. And open. Together. To the left. 1. And 2. 3. Again to the right. And open. And close. Good. To the left. And close. A little faster. And 1, 2. And left. Good. And 1, 2. And 5. Adding the ball change. Open. Ball change. Open. Ball change. Good. Da-da. A little faster. And 1, and 2. And 4. Woo. And 6. And 8. Again. And 5, 6. Turning slowly. 1 and 2. Open. Ball change. 1, 2. Open. Again and slow. 1, 2, 3. Ball change. 1, 2, 3. And faster. 1, 2. Ball change. 5, 6. Ball change. Last time. Ball change. Charleston slowly. And 1, and 2. And back. And 2. Again. And back. Faster. Here we go. And 1 and a 2. And 5. Last time. 1. And 5, 6, 7, 8. Good job. Woo! Good work. Okay, and now we're going to show you what it looks like to do it with partners. So we're going to have Miss Rachel and Mr. Alexander show you what it looks like facing each other, okay? All right. Good job, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for joining us. We are so happy that you've come. Again, this is Inspiration to Movement. We are on Parsons Avenue next to German Village, and we would love to see you in our studio. Have a great evening.
Wow, wasn't that an amazing performance from Inspiration to Movement? Without our sponsors, the gala wouldn't happen, and we're so thankful to have you and some of our other sponsors, including 214 Studios, the Chocolate Cafe, Argo and Laney, and of course, the Junior League of Columbus. We're so thankful to have each and every one of you be a part of this amazing event. And I'd also like to thank the Oracle because, well, I don't know about you, I enjoyed that cocktail. Now, here's where you guys come in. This is your chance to bid on all the amazing items that you saw today, including the ones from our sponsors. I know you want that $2,000 necklace. I sure do. So Get online, you've got the instructions in your box, and make sure you bid, because it goes to a good cause, the Kelton House. Thank you again for joining us virtually, and next year we hope to see you in person. Now, to finish off the night and practice those steps we just learned, here is Razzmatazz and Jazz finishing out the night.
Where you want to lead in, or?
Yeah, you gotta lead in. We'll
Where?
work through instrumental ones
Sure.
and then. C. Ready? Yeah.
do the cooking, honey, I'll pay the rent. I know I done you wrong. Remember that rainy evening I threw you out with nothing but a fine to cold. Well, I know I'm to blame. Ain't that a shame, Bill Bailey? Won't you please come on home?
dream on, and my imagination will feed my hungry heart. I'll give me one thing before we part, a kiss to better dream on. I'll give me a kiss before you leave me. My imagination will feed my hungry heart. I'll give me one thing before we part, a kiss to better dream on. When I'm alone with my fancy, yeah. will be with you. Just weaving romances, making believe they're true. Lend me your chops for just a moment, and my imagination will make that moment live. I'll give me what you alone can give. A kiss to better dreamers.
2.